Imagine standing on an alien world. All around you there is red dust, endless plains, gigantic craters, and a silence so deep it almost feels heavy. There are no birds singing, no trees moving in the wind, no signs of life at all. Just a cold, desolate landscape. But suddenly, across this empty horizon, you spot a machine. Small but incredibly persistent. A robot slowly crawling forward, as if every centimeter matters. That robot is not just metal and wheels. It is a messenger from another planet, our eyes and hands on Mars. This is the Mars Rover. Before we dive in, if you're fascinated by space, technology, and the greatest discoveries of our time, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. It helps spread knowledge and pushes the algorithm to show this content to more people who want to understand the universe. Thank you, and now let's begin our journey. Mars is not just a planet. It is a symbol of human curiosity and the desire to push boundaries. Since ancient times, people have looked at the red dot in the sky and wondered if gods, demons, or alien civilizations lived there. But only in modern times did we truly decide to find out. Not by sending humans immediately, that would be far too risky, but by sending machines. Robotic explorers, brave enough to go where humans cannot yet tread. The Mars Rover is exactly that. A moving laboratory, a miniature scientist on wheels, able to survive in an environment where a human would instantly suffocate and freeze. It is a miracle of engineering that combines mechanics, electronics, software, and science in a single machine. A rover must not only survive a journey of hundreds of millions of kilometers, but also land on a planet where the atmosphere is too thin to slow down with a parachute, and yet too thick to ignore. That's why engineers had to invent crazy technologies, from giant airbags that cushioned Sojourner to the rocket-powered sky crane that gently lowered curiosity and perseverance to the surface. How does a rover actually work? At its core is a chassis with 6 wheels. Each wheel has its own motor, allowing the rover to escape even difficult terrain. The wheels are designed to handle sand, rocks, and steep slopes. Power comes from either solar panels, or in the case of modern rovers, a radioisotope thermoelectric generator that produces electricity from the decay of plutonium. This means a rover can work not just for days or weeks, but for many years, often far longer than expected. On the rover's mast are high-resolution cameras that capture panoramic landscapes and detailed close-ups. Its robotic arm carries drills, spectrometers, and other instruments that can analyze rock composition. And deep inside, the rover carries miniature laboratories capable of detecting organic compounds, the building blocks of life. Each rover is much more than a robot. It is a scientist millions of kilometers away. The story of Mars Rovers began in 1997, when NASA sent Sojourner as part of the Pathfinder mission. It was tiny, only 11 kilograms, moving at a snail's pace. But it managed to take the first close-up pictures of Mars, analyze rocks, and prove that mobile exploration of Mars was possible. Sojourner was a small step for technology, but a giant leap for Mars exploration. A few years later, in 2004, came the twins Spirit and Opportunity. Each the size of a golf cart, expected to last only 90 days. Spirit worked for more than 6 years before getting stuck in the sand. But Opportunity became a legend. It survived an incredible 14 years, traveled over 45 kilometers, and sent back thousands of images. It discovered minerals showing that water once flowed on Mars. Its final message touched the world. "My batteries are low and it's getting dark." It felt like the words of a faithful friend who gave everything until the very end. In 2012, Curiosity landed, a rover the size of a car. This time the mission wasn't just about finding water, but about studying whether Mars was ever habitable. Curiosity is powered by a nuclear generator, so it doesn't rely on sunlight. It is equipped with lasers that vaporize rock fragments to study their composition, and a full suite of instruments. It discovered clay minerals, organic molecules, and dried-up riverbeds. Evidence that Mars once had the conditions necessary for life. And in 2021 came Perseverance. larger, more advanced, and with an even greater goal: to search for direct signs of ancient life and prepare rock samples to one day be brought back to Earth. Perseverance carries a drill that seals rock cores into tubes, ready for future recovery. And as if that wasn't enough, it also brought along Ingenuity, a tiny helicopter that became the first aircraft to ever fly on another planet. Originally designed for only a few test flights, Ingenuity went on to complete dozens, proving that aerial exploration of Mars is possible. Each of these rovers has added a piece to the puzzle. Sojourner showed that mobility is possible. Spirit and Opportunity proved that water once shaped the surface. Curiosity revealed that Mars could have been habitable. And Perseverance is searching for the ultimate prize: direct evidence of life. The Mars Rover is not just a machine. It is proof that humanity can overcome the impossible. Imagine the challenge: sending a device to a planet hundreds of millions of kilometers away, making it survive entry into an atmosphere too thin to safely slow down with a parachute, and too thick to simply ignore. Yet engineers have succeeded multiple times. The landing itself is called the 7 minutes of terror. From the moment a spacecraft enters Mars's atmosphere to the instant a rover touches the ground, only 7 minutes pass. But radio signals from Mars take over 10 minutes to reach Earth. That means when we hear that the rover has just entered the atmosphere, the reality is that the landing is already over. Success or failure has already happened. The rover must survive completely on its own with no human help. That is what makes these missions so nerve-wracking and so inspiring. Spirit and Opportunity landed inside giant airbags, bouncing across the Martian surface until they rolled to a stop. Curiosity and Perseverance used the Sky Crane, a rocket-powered flying crane that lowered the rover on cables and then flew off to crash at a safe distance. It sounded insane, like something from science fiction, but it worked flawlessly. And thanks to it, Perseverance is now driving across Zhurong crater, searching for signs of ancient life. Every Martian day, or Sol, begins with a team of scientists and engineers on Earth planning the rover's next moves. Mars Day is slightly longer than Earth's, so the team's schedule shifts every day by about 40 minutes. Sometimes they work at night, sometimes early in the morning. They send commands, which the rover executes during the following Sol. The rover takes pictures, drills into rocks, performs chemical analyses, and transmits data back to Earth via orbiting satellites. Then scientists across the globe analyze the results. It is a worldwide collaboration, where every detail could be the key to a breakthrough. So what have the rovers discovered? Spirit found minerals that could only have formed in the presence of water. Opportunity discovered the famous blueberries, tiny spheres of hematite that proved Mars once had liquid water. Curiosity confirmed that Gale Crater once held a lake, which could have been habitable for microbes. And Perseverance has studied sediment layers in Zhurong Crater that look just like an ancient river delta, one of the best places to search for fossilized signs of life. Recently, it even detected chemicals that might be biosignatures, possible evidence of microbial life in the distant past. If confirmed, it would be one of the greatest discoveries in human history. But Mars rovers are not only about science. They are also about inspiration. When Opportunity sent its final transmission, people around the world cried. When Ingenuity took flight for the first time, millions watched a historic moment, the first powered flight on another planet. These machines have become heroes, symbols of human endurance and imagination. The future looks even more exciting. Perseverance is preparing samples for the Mars Sample Return mission. If successful, this will be the first time in history that rocks from another planet are brought to Earth. Imagine scientists opening those tubes in laboratories and discovering undeniable evidence of ancient life. That would change everything, not just science, but humanity's view of its place in the cosmos. And NASA is not alone. The European Space Agency is preparing its own rover, Rosalind Franklin, designed to drill deeper than ever before. China has already sent its rover, Zhurong, proving it can land and operate on Mars. In the coming years, India and other nations may join. Mars is becoming the ultimate stage of international competition, but also cooperation. One day, humans will walk on Mars. But before that happens, rovers must prepare the way. They must find water, map safe landing sites, study weather and dust storms, and test resources for future bases. Without them, the first human steps on Mars would be blind and dangerous. With them, they will be informed and far more likely to succeed. The Mars Rover is much more than a robot. It is our scout, our scientist, and our hope. It is a story of courage, innovation, and persistence. From the tiny Sojourner, which traveled only a few meters, to Perseverance, which is collecting samples for future generations, each rover has changed history. If this fascinates you as much as it fascinates me, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. By doing so, you'll help spread knowledge and inspire others to care about space. Because the Mars Rover is not just about the past and present, it's about the future. A future where humans may one day stand on the Martian surface looking down at faint tracks in the dust. Tracks left long ago by the robotic explorers that came before them. And in that moment, we will understand that Mars Rovers were the first true pioneers. Silent heroes who paved the way for humanity's journey to the stars.